Welcome back to The Explainer. I'm honestly so incredibly excited to have you here today because we are breaking down a massive, fundamental strategic shift in modern warfare. If you follow military tech, you know the landscape is always evolving, but every once in a while, a piece of tech drops that completely rewrites the rulebook for military planners. Today, we're looking at exactly that kind of shift. We're going to analyze a specific missile system that is quite literally keeping defense strategists up at night. We'll be relying strictly on recent reporting to unpack its design, deployment, and strategic impact.
So, let me ask you this. What makes a weapon truly dangerous? Seriously, take a second and just think about it. If you were to imagine the ultimate threat on a modern battlefield, what does it look like? For decades, our minds have been trained by, blockbuster movies and Cold War defense strategies to picture something enormous. We think of continent-spanning ICBMs, massive explosions, or multi-billion-dollar stealth bombers that are virtually invisible. But modern warfare, it's shifting. And the source material we're looking at today completely subverts those old expectations.
That traditional idea of a strategic threat, big, fast, and stealthy, is being directly challenged by a totally new paradigm: smart, cheap, and unpredictable. What we're seeing in the ongoing conflicts in the Middle East is that the most dangerous weapon isn't necessarily the largest or the priciest. Actually, it's the one that forces adversaries into a constant state of anxiety, constantly wondering where the next strike is going to come from. It's a weapon that can be hidden easily, built on the cheap, and terrifyingly, can actually think for itself mid-flight.
Let's get into Section 1, the weapon of uncertainty, redefining the modern threat.
We are talking about the Kheibar Shekan. This is Iran's medium-range ballistic missile, and the name itself is highly evocative. It translates to the castle breaker, or the fortress buster. According to the reporting, it's earned this name not through overwhelming size, but because it acts as a weapon of sheer uncertainty. It's purpose-built to breach the modern castles of the world, which today are those incredibly sophisticated, multi-layered air and missile defense shields.
Okay, moving to Section 2, Anatomy of the Castle Breaker, looking under the hood.
Let's look at the raw numbers. The Kheibar Shekan has a range of up to 1,500 kilometers, allowing it to reach deep into a region. It carries a hefty 550-kilogram high-explosive warhead and relies on precise satellite guidance to lock onto its target. But here is the kicker. Look at the top speed, Mach 8. That is 8 times the speed of sound. At hypersonic speeds like that, the window of time an air defense system has to actually detect, track, and engage the missile is incredibly small.
But the threat doesn't just start in the air, right? It starts on the ground. The Kheibar Shekan is launched from mobile trucks. The entire setup, from driving the truck into position, to fueling the missile, to executing the launch, takes a mere 15 minutes. This rapid speed of deployment means the weapon can be kept hidden in tunnels or bunkers, driven out, fired off, and the truck can be driving away before enemy surveillance even gets a lock on the launch site. It's the ultimate shoot and scoot capability.
Which brings us to Section 3, the hypersonic zigzagger, mastering mid-flight maneuvers.
So the Iranians have given this weapon a highly descriptive nickname, the hypersonic zigzagger. And this isn't just flashy marketing. It perfectly encapsulates the missile's erratic flight path, which is exactly the thing that makes it so notoriously difficult to shoot down.
The crucial point here is how it actually achieves this zigzagging. The missile uses what's called a maneuverable re-entry vehicle, or MARV. Basically, the warhead detaches in the final stages of flight and is equipped with special movable fins. As it's hurtling toward the Earth at Mach 8, these fins allow it to physically shift its trajectory, maintaining high precision while making independent course corrections mid-flight. You see, traditional ballistic missiles follow a predictable parabolic arc, kind of like throwing a baseball. Track the first half of the arc, and a computer can predict exactly where it'll land. The Kheibar Shekan totally breaks that mathematical predictability.
By flying in different trajectories and altering its speed during those re-entry maneuvers, the weapon is deliberately engineered to bypass, confuse, and overwhelm advanced air defense systems. In fact, according to the source material, US military officials have confirmed that this missile is literally getting smarter. It adapts its re-entry maneuvers to complicate the chances of interception, constantly changing the math that those defense systems rely on.
Now for Section 4, neutralizing high-value assets, the real-world impact. The reports detail a pretty staggering list of highly sophisticated, prized US and allied defense systems that have been neutralized by this single missile type. The Kheibar Shekan reportedly struck the Muwafaq Salti Air Base in Jordan, destroying the highly advanced THAAD, or Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System, along with flattening a repair depot for MQ-9 Reaper drones.
At the Al-Jaber base in Kuwait, Patriot air defense batteries were reportedly destroyed alongside a CRAM radar system. I mean, we are talking about some of the most expensive and sophisticated defensive layers in the modern military arsenal here.
And satellite images confirm this isn't just an isolated incident. At least 20 military facilities across the region have been destroyed, with strikes spreading across Qatar, Bahrain, and Iraq. This really demonstrates a widespread regional reality. The Castle Breaker has repeatedly proven its ability to slip right past overlapping layers of state-of-the-art radar and interceptors.
Let's hit Section 5, the ultimate strategic dilemma, the economics of asymmetric warfare.
$1 million. That is the cost to produce a single unit of the Kheibar Shekan, which has earned it the moniker the $1 million kill shot. Now, in the world of advanced aerospace engineering and hypersonic weapons, $1 million is shockingly, unbelievably low. It's a tiny fraction of the cost of the targets it's designed to destroy.
Just to put this into perspective for a second, you have a $1 million incoming threat, matched against interceptor missiles tasked with shooting it down. Those US interceptors cost multiple millions of dollars each, and because the Kheibar Shekan is so elusive, standard military doctrine often dictates firing 2 interceptors at a single incoming threat just to guarantee a kill. So you're spending many millions of dollars just to shoot down a $1 million weapon. It's an economic battle of attrition, and it heavily favors the cheaper weapon.
On top of that, because this low cost, Iran has fully optimized its supply chains to mass produce these units. The reports indicate they've built up a lethal arsenal of over 2,000 Kheibar Shekan missiles. This cheap production completely removes the limits of a traditional, expensive missile arsenal. When you can produce a smart, hypersonic weapon this cheaply, you unlock the ability to overwhelm adversaries simply through sheer volume and technical agility.
But here's the detail from the source material that really raises the stakes. For all the destruction it's caused, for all the advanced radars it's bypassed, the Kheibar Shekan isn't even Iran's most sophisticated missile. According to the data, that title actually belongs to the Imad and the Khorramshahr 4. However, the Kheibar Shekan remains the most practical. It's this perfect, terrifying intersection of lethal accuracy, mid-flight unpredictability, and mass-producible affordability. So, I'm going to leave you with this uncomfortable, unresolved truth straight from the military analysts cited on our sources today. If the Kheibar Shekan, the $1 million castle breaker, is highly unpredictable, highly accurate, incredibly cheap to mass produce, and isn't even the most advanced threat in the arsenal, well, how exactly do you defeat it? It's a strategic dilemma that currently has no clear answer. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. Let this sink in, and we'll see you on the next explainer.